America. How's everybody doing today? Can you tell I am thrilled to be here today? I really am. It's a beautiful day. It's President's Day. And I am thrilled to be a part of the Tea Party movement and to talk to you today about this movement and to discuss President Obama's troubling energy policy. Fundamentally, the Tea Party movement is about liberty. Liberty from an oppressive government that will tax away our standard of living. Liberty from the progressives who want big, expensive government programs that will drive our country further into debt. And liberty from elected officials who don't represent our values or concerns. The Tea Party movement is a potent movement. If you have any doubts, just ask Martha Coakley. Only to lose to Senator, now Senator Scott Brown in Massachusetts.
Yay!
It is proof positive that we, the people, are having an impact. Millions of Americans are now awake, and we are watching elected officials. Politicians who pursue big government programs are putting their careers at risk. I'm also here to challenge misconceptions about the Tea Party movement, members being promoted by the left-wing talking heads like MSNBC's Chris Matthews. Talking about Tea Party memberships, Matthews said, and I quote, and they're monochromatic, right? Meaning they're all white, right? All of them, every single one of them is white. Matthew's statement exposes his narrow-minded, liberal bias, which blinds him to the truth.
Right.
I've spoken at several rallies. And I'm an active member with the White Plains Tea Party. So I am proof that this movement has absolutely nothing to do about race, it's about the policies. It's about reining in big government policies that will diminish of our liberty. And as a member of Project 21, yes, there are black conservative public policy groups. My job is to educate the public about the importance of limited government and self-reliance. To Chris Matthews of the world, the Tea Party movement has nothing to do about race, it's about the policies. Policies like government-run health care, which will cost trillions and deliver poor service. Energy policies like cap and trade, and allowing the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, to regulate carbon dioxide emissions will drive energy costs through the roof and drive manufacturing jobs overseas. Trade serves as the foundation of President Obama's energy policy. And this is all to combat global global warming. Washington, D.C., they call it cap and trade, but in reality it's a tax on energy. The goal of cap and trade is to reduce carbon emissions by making energy more expensive. It's the brute force of government to make us use less energy. This is a tax on our traditional forms of energy. Gasoline that we use to drive to work, to take our kids to school and to their activities. Coal, which is used for electricity, and natural gas, which we use to heat our homes. Now, during President Obama's presidential campaign, he said, under my cap and trade plan, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket. Now, higher energy prices means You are going to have less money to spend on food, your rent, your mortgage, entertainment. Higher energy prices will lead to job losses, especially high-paying manufacturing jobs, and will result in overall reduction in economic growth. Now keep in mind that unemployment is still hovering at 10%. A cap-and-trade bill passed the House of Representatives last May, and it's currently stalled in the Senate, and thank goodness. While the prospect of a cap-and-trade bill passing is uncertain, Obama is allowing the EPA to move forward with a plan to regulate carbon dioxide emissions. Now, forcing industries to cut emissions via the EPA regulations will have a similar negative economic impact, just like cap-and-trade legislation would. Higher energy prices, an increase in job losses, and slower economic growth. Uncertainty surrounding Obama's energy policy is a job killer. Not knowing what energy will cost in the future, businesses are hesitant to hire, to expand, to grow, to innovate. Let me give you an example. Alcoa recently announced a deal to build a manufacturing facility in Saudi Arabia. Why? Because energy is cheap in Saudi Arabia, and they don't care about cap-and-trade legislation. Alcoa is very sensitive to energy prices. About 40% of Alcoa's cost to produce aluminum is energy. Now, obviously, construction and production from a new aluminum facility here in America would bring about good-paying American jobs.
Right.
Now, the good news is there is congressional backlash against the EPA's goal for global warming legislation. And Democratic congressmen like Ike Skelton and Colin Peterson have introduced a bill to strip the EPA authority to regulate carbon dioxide emissions. And Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski has Democratic co-sponsorship for a Senate resolution that will prevent EPA regulation. Democrats are rising against EPA's regulatory overreach shows that the political tide is turning. Isn't it a great sign for liberty? The fight over energy is far from over, folks. Republican Lindsey Graham is trying to work out a cap-and-trade emissions compromise with John Kerry. And environmental activists are waging a campaign to pressure Democrat senators such as Blanche Lincoln to remove her support of Murkowski's effort to rein in the EPA. So please, visit our table over here in the corner there. Jane, where are you? Visit our table. We have a lot of information for you to research, to read, to understand, learn, get involved, because this affects all of us. I thank you for your time and attention, and I don't have to tell you that the fight for liberty continues in more ways than one.